But anyway, shall we watch through this real quickly? Everybody get excited. Game of Thrones is back. We'll do a scene by scene breakdown after I take my drink.
Gods. Kings. Fire. And blood. Dreams didn't make us kings.
It sounds like Rob,
Dragons
right?
did.
That bloke sounds like Rob Stark. Just bring him back. Put him in some fucking Targaryen makeup. Unironically, we could talk about this for 45 minutes because there's actually a shit ton to talk about. First here, we got young Daemon. I'm almost certain this bloke is playing Daemon. This was one Preston was mad about because he looks weird and he's got a big jaw. He is the rogue prince, right? If you haven't read Fire and Blood or watch way too many fucking videos about Game of Thrones, you won't know. I think they're actually framing him as the main character. I feel like it has to be an ensemble like everything else. But he's supposed to be really cool. He's supposed to be the devilish young prince, gets fucked over by everybody. He's super sexy and stuff. Marries his not aunt. The opposite of that, niece. Pretty cool. Here she is. He's sexy, alright? The canon is that he's sexy, and then this prick's got a big face, and people don't like it. Also, he used to be a Doctor Who dude or something. I don't know Doctor Who. But that's him. We've muted it because I was talking over it. Again, it's really dark here. Hopefully they don't carry that over from the original series. That's a little... Also, this is super cringe. Before the fall of the throne. It's like, please just do your best not to reference the end of the fucking last season. The fall of the throne. Ugh, doesn't it just...
Gods.
Now, people are saying this is supposed to be Balerion, but I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Or, like, dies right before this. I think it's just like a placeholder image. No, maybe. Or it's actually a real dragon. No, it's supposed to be a fossil, right? Kind of looks like an apostle if these were the eyes up here, right? Is Miller here? Is he checking me? We don't see much. This is Otto Hightower. He's Hand of the King. Isn't that cute? Then what the fuck? Daemon's brother is the king right now. Now, let's see if we can figure out what his name is real quick. This website fucking sucks, by the way. This Wiki of Ice and Fire. Look at this shit. It fucking glitches if you scroll down. Prince of the City, Lord Fleabottom. Oh, because people are making fun of him because Fleabottom is a little thing. The Rogue Prince. Hold on. If you scroll down on these fucking things... Outside of, like, characters directly related to the main story, there's probably the most written by George about this one dude, because there's the short story called The Rogue Prince that came out, and then The Princess and the Queen features him a lot. God, what a great fucking title The Princess and the Queen is. I'll explain it in a second if you think that's a shitty title, because it's got some big implications. He has a wife beforehand, but then he marries his fucking niece, Poggers. Is Viserys 1? Is that his brother? No, that's his father, I think. He's the fat one. I think I could name most of them in order. You got the dance over here. This will be probably the final build-up is this big battle. Where, I guess we're spoiling things out here. Craxis or whatever is his dragon's name. Where's the fucking family tree? This is what we're looking at. Where is he on the fucking thing? It should be highlighted. Look at this fucking thing. There is a Joffrey, is one of the kids. Daemon's here. But they get married. He should also be up here. There we go, over here. No. Viserys 1 is his brother. So this... When we get to it later, this is Viserys 1. He's got a cool dragon sword, looking old because he's going to die early in the series. No biggie, he's like Robert. Now, this girl looks like she could be 15, so I don't know if it's one of the kids. I don't know which kid it would be, alright? I know a lot of the kids end up dying too. We've got candles going out. Then it's back to these two. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Rhaenyra, who is the other candidate for protagonist. She is the princess in The Princess and Queen. She's in the trailer a bunch more later. We got some fight going on. Now we got Corlys Velaryon, big controversy, played by a black guy. People don't like this because the Velaryons are supposed to be white. They're supposed to look identical to the Targaryens. They're like a little branch family. They all have the right hair and stuff. This is funny because Salladhor Saan is also supposed to be part Velaryon or something. And in the original show, he was cast as a black guy and nobody freaked out then. So it's kind of like proof that everybody complaining about this family being half black now really doesn't give a fuck because they didn't give a fuck last time because they didn't know any better last time, but now they do. They want to complain about it. Let me read chat because I've been ignoring it. What a nothing teaser, give me something. Well, it means I feel like if you know what to look for, it is highlighting a bunch of moments you care about. Only watching for Matt Smith. My Dr. Miller is making reference to this Doctor Who television program. Are you saying Matt Smith is the main character? I think it's going to be an ensemble. So it'll be like he's like Don or Danny. Don or Danny? John or Danny? Or Tyrion. One of the main. Throne didn't even fall, it burnt. Shake my head, true. I must disappear for like 30 minutes. I will still keep stream running for viewership. Well, now we're just talking to Miller again, I guess. No, we got 6 viewers. I forget what his fucking wife is. If we go over here, we can find it. Velaryon. He is no, because he's not Laena, right? He doesn't actually get married to to Rhaenyra. No, because he dies. Look, this is supposed to be Velaryons over here. People are big mad. Where are my white boys? They yell. Corlys is this one. So he is the father of one of her. So up here, that's him right there. He's an old boy. He was married to Rhaenys. There's a big undercurrent in the Fire and Blood book, which is the Targaryen history book that came out in 2018. Everybody's big mad when it came out because it wasn't Winds of Winter. George wrote most of it. He's been wasting his time. Everybody's complaining. But there's like a big plot introduced in that where the Velaryons are always trying to become the kings. Because obviously, if you marry a Targaryen princess, like Rhaenyra here, who is she's like the eldest. The whole thing is because she gets passed over for her younger brother. And it's like, so sexism is at the heart of all of this, which I'm sure will be fun. The SJWs will have ruined this series from the onset. Where the fuck was I going with any of this? Hold on. The dance starts because the younger brother gets the thing, but the younger brother isn't her whole brother, it's a half brother because her father's first wife, who was an Arryn, which is pretty cool, she died and she only had one kid, which was Rhaenyra, and then he married a Hightower who was the daughter of his hand, and they start conspiring to make the brother the king. She's off on Dragonstone, can't do much about it. She's also pregnant at the time. Lamal, the little brother, is now king. She's not happy about it. Now, like 100 years before this, there was another dispute just like this where a council decided that women couldn't rule ahead of men, even if it's the older or younger thing. This is not Dawn. But this is more confusing because Viserys, before he dies, names Rhaenyra his heir and says, fuck that shit. My daughter is going to be queen. Fuck that. That's why the title, The Queen and the Princess or whatever, is so clever, because it shows the bias of the maester who writes the story. Because George in all these history books never writes it as himself. He writes it from the perspective of a maester, which means it's probably not all true, and you've got to try and clue together what actually happened. It's all some cool shit. But the clever part of the title is that it calls them, it's not the queen and the queen, it's the queen and the princess, which means that the maester is already not on Rhaenyra's side, and the account of history is all on the Hightower side, which will be super interesting for the show if they show both sides and you're supposed to like both of them, like when in the first seasons Tyrion is on the Lannister side, but you still root for him even though he's at war with the Starks and helps sometimes to undermine the Starks. I wonder if it'll be like that, or if it'll choose a side. You can actually get spoiled on all of this if you just look up like the Dance of Dragons history and lore. These were on the Blu-rays for the Game of Thrones seasons. There's like a 20-minute recap of literally everything that's going to be in this series. So if you want to be big spoiled on everything, you could go and watch this 20-minute video. In this, they very much take the sides of the reds are the good guys and the greens are the bad guys. Though horrible things happen to the thing about this is like a lot of really horrible shit happens to both sides. If they choose to side with the Reds and make them the protagonists of the show, they don't win. So it's going to be, and like, they all die horribly. So it'll be like interesting, I guess, if they do that and just have a very sad ending. Though the ending of the whole thing is anticlimactic because the kids, the two youngest kids who are like 5 and 7, just get married. And that's how they settle it all. It's supposed to be like anticlimactic and like, what was the whole war for? Could have just got married Lamau. They're also cousins and stuff, continuing that on. We were making a point about something. I sidetracked to the title of the princess and the queen being really cute and clever. I was explaining what the whole conflict was going to be about. We were getting back to this. Corlys Velaryon being black and everybody being mad about it. Oh, the original thing is I wanted to check who he was married to, and why they did Rhaenys. So because she doesn't look too Targaryen here. I'm assuming this is his wife. We were also talking about the through line of the series about how the Velaryons are always trying to get power, because if you marry the female heir and she is the heir like they assumed Rhaenyra was, then her kid's last name is going to be Velaryon, and therefore it would have not been a Targaryen king but a Velaryon king, which might have been why some people were like, fuck it, we'll side with the Hightowers and keep the Targaryen name on the throne. So then all of the descendants would have been Velaryons as well, and we wouldn't have had Dany Targaryen. She would have been Dany Velaryon, though I guess she is descended from both sides because they do end up settling everything with the marriage in the end. It's cute, whatever. They're always trying to take over, and eventually, like in the main series, there are no Velaryons around. The house still exists, I think. They just have no power. It's interesting, in the Fire and Blood book, they also go into like who used to be like the super powerful houses in Westeros. There's like a part in one of the end of the chapters where the Maester lists off who the most popular, not the most popular, the most powerful houses were, and it's not like the Lannisters and the Starks and the Arryns, even though they are all still the heads of their kingdoms. It's the Velaryons, the Hightowers, and the Baratheons, because the Baratheons is like a bastard, legitimized bastard line of the Targaryens. The Velaryons are also Valyrian, two different things, in blood, and so are the Hightowers. They've all got all the power back in the old days or whatever. So that's some shit. That's explaining. Everybody was mad about this like 3 months ago when the casting was announced. Just in case you get ready for some racism. I heard Georgian is involved in this more than he was in Game of Thrones. Would be cool if he directed an episode again. Well, he never directed an episode. He just wrote episodes. We still have 6 viewers. I was talking about something right before then. Oh, yes, the George thing. He's just going to keep making people mad until this stupid fucking book comes out. Age check. He's like 74? 73. He's not 74 yet. He just had his birthday. No, yes, we're in October now, right? Yes, alright. He's got like 7 more years. He can finish it all. He is kind of fat, though. I hope he got his... He's a hippie. He definitely got his vaccine. God, imagine if coronavirus got him. Biggest heel turn in the world. They're at a banquet. This knight dude does look pretty cool with the fucking red hair. It's funny because I've watched a bunch of reactions to this already. I watched Blindwave do it, and Eric was completely off on what he thought anything in the trailer was, which was kind of funny that I somehow know more than him about this stuff now. And who else did I watch? The Normies, and they were also way off with like the time period or what it was about. Later we'll find out that this is a Tarly tourney, which is a famous tourney in the history of this shit. We'll talk about it in a second. It's interesting that they're having like a banquet in front of the throne here, which is weird because the swords aren't all here. So do the swords come and go, or is this later when the swords are gone? Also, who is on the throne there? Because if the Valarians are walking in, they're probably not welcome once the king dies. So it has to be like it has to be Viserys. Yeah, it looks like it's him here. I don't remember what happens to his wife. I'm sure. Oh, this was probably the second one, so it's probably the Queen Hightower. This is probably when tensions are festering early in the season. We seeing Stark over here? Is that what I'm seeing? We got some things in the background. Something's going on here. Though this is the Valarian thing right here. We got a seahorse. That's the Valarian fucking thing, and the dragon over here. So maybe this is even further back in time when his Valarian wife is still on. Let's go over here. Who was he married to first? An Aaron. So I don't know why the Valarian thing would be back behind the wall. You got a lot of Aarons over here getting married into the royal family. It's interesting because certain families are never married in. The Starks are never married into the royal family until Sansa is proposed, and also that Rhaegar Lyanna thing. That might be important, that like Stark and Targaryen genetics aren't supposed to be merged, and that's why Jon is the chosen one or whatever the fuck, because he got some special DNA where he can war again, ride a dragon or some shit. The Aarons are all in here all the time, it seems. So are the Valarians, so are like the Hightowers and things like that. It's interesting. That dude, I'm realizing now, this is the gay one, right? This is, yes, no, that's a girl. This is the gay one. Apparently Rhaenyra gets married to a gay dude, and then the sons might not actually be. It'll be interesting because this character will be in the show because it's like implied in the books, but maybe not implied in the book. There's only one Fire and Blood book. That he might be gay. So it'll be interesting in the show. Like, it's never even explicitly confirmed, I don't think, in the books that Renly and Loras are gay. But in the show, they're like, they hammer on that shit from the very beginning. In season 1, there's scenes of them together. So we'll see if they flesh that out. Seems like a no-brainer of, like, getting gay characters in. I'm pretty sure this. No, he does die. He has to die at some point, right? Because she ends up married to Daemon. I don't know. Renly died early too. Jacaerys, is that how you say this? Lucius and Joffrey. Joffrey's kind of a weird name. At least compared to those. There's an Asian actress here. I don't know what the fuck she is or what she's doing. This could, no, because it seems like later. If we go back over here, Daemon ends up cheating on who our main girl will be with a Dornish girl who ends up like fucking him over and like switching sides. It's a funny little Dornish plot. And it's funny because the Dornish girl's name is Nettles and she can ride a dragon for whatever reason, even though she has no Valyrian blood. It's a big meme because Quentyn, the Dornish character in the books, is trying to tame a dragon and he seemingly has no Targaryen blood, and it's like, how did this Nettles girl do it if she didn't have any blood? She apparently fed the dragon like pork and then jumped on the back of it like you would tame a normal horse without no weird genetic thing going on. Can you do that in reality? Does Quentyn have a dragon, or is he a dead boy? She doesn't look Dornish, she looks more Asian, I think, and that would be way later in like season 3 of this series. This is the Hightower Queen, I'm assuming. She's got a knife. This might. Again, a lot of this stuff I know is from later. Like, one of her kids gets killed in front of her. It's like fucked up. They do the thing where it's like. Because one of the other side's kids gets killed, they go into King's Landing and paid to assassins elf called, it's like mice or mouse and cheese or something. Mice and cheese are like the assassins' names. And they like do the thing where they kidnap 2 kids. They ask the mother which kid they want more. The mother says she wants 1 kid. They kill that kid, so the one that wasn't wanted survives. She ends up killing herself after that. I don't know if they use a Valyrian seal dagger. It's a whole fucking thing so that they know it came from a rich person, which knows it came from the other side of the wall. That seems like late game Dance of Dragons stuff. So I don't know if that's what's happening here and she's like running back telling everybody. We got Tarly banners here. I think they changed them in the series. I don't think they looked like this. It looks more like robotic. I'm almost certain that's the Tarly banner. He's getting knocked off his horse. We've got fighting boys here. These might be like the kids of both sides that eventually end up. This is obviously a Targaryen bloke. There's a bloke in the background here. We've got seahorses over here, so maybe he's Velaryon, not Targaryen, because they have silver hair too. I don't know. Is he one of the mixed kids? I don't know. This kid's got brown hair. So I don't know what's going on there. They look young though, right? And then they did the throne meme. Everybody's happy about this. It seems, I assume this is the older king and then the daughter coming in. This is probably a scene from early on where he promises her that she will be queen. And we got the thing. Wait, did I miss the fucking shot of the tourney? Over here where they sit? Yeah, where they're watching it. This is the tourney where they get the colours for their sides. They both wear a red and a green dress, and it's very open at this point that these people are trying to steal the power from these people. We've also got Lannisters, and I think this is supposed to be Sunspear, which is Dawn, and probably Tarly. No, Dawn isn't even a part of the Seven Kingdoms at this point. I'm not too fucking sure about that. Well, then it would be Six Kingdoms, right? But anyway, they wear dresses to this. This is like the inciting incident of ramping everything up. This tourney, one wears red, one wears green. It's also, like, a lot of this will be about them, so it's sort of another way we can have women as our lead characters. I think that's it. I think we couldn't do 45 minutes. That's all we did. I wonder... Does it show which one of the kids gets married here? It has to be a female Valyrian kid. It might... Because they end up having the Targaryen name. I'm not sure. Did chat say anything about anything? What happened to the swords? Did the king think it was too annoying and have them removed? Big questions. I'm almost certain they thought about that and they'll have it. They could just say that Robert, when he redecorated the hall, got rid of them. Though we do get that one shot of King Aerys on the Mad King on the throne from Bran's visions, and it's just him on a normal throne without the swords there. It looks like the swords might have been for decoration because, again, we do see that scene where seemingly the throne is in the background and the banquet thing here, and we don't got no swords. Unless this is like... There's nobody sitting on the Iron Throne back here. Maybe this is just them at the tourney, or they're at Driftmark, which is House Valyrian's seat. And that would probably make sense why... And the throne looks kind of different. This might just be a decoration in the background because the king is visiting. I don't know why they would dramatically enter their own place. I don't know. The only thing I don't know anything about is who this is supposed to be. And if we click on these, it'll tell us what happens to all these idiots. I think these are twins that die at, like, childbirth. Oh, also the whole thing is that she is hatching a bunch of dragons, and this is the event where most of their dragons dies. After this, they have, like, 4 dragons, and then these fucking wiki pages are so shit, it's gonna lag everything to hell. Oh, this is the one that ends off in Pentos, so I don't think Lady Princess. She's never called Queen. This is not one of the ones that gets married in the end. She has a twin... Lady of Driftmark. Not Queen. My fan is fucking going off right now. He is not a king. Well, the Valyrian can't be king, because then Dany's name would be Valyrian. Little Luke Strong, Prince. That's all he is. Joffrey dies when he tries to mount a dragon. He's a little shit. He's a moron. Oh, there's like a whole uprising and shit like that. I think this might be the kid that gets the Series 2 down here, which is Daemon and Rhaenyra's son. Oh, so maybe they do marry a female from this time, because now Daemon is a Targaryen, so we'll have a last name that is Targaryen. This prick grows up to be old, huh? Princess, she doesn't seem to do much. She isn't the one he gets married to. Well, he's got an older brother, so he's not going to be king. Oh, he was king afterwards, so they must not have had many kids. This is Aegon the Third. This must be the one that gets married to Viserys too over here. Hold on. Oh no, she gets married to him. So maybe he's the king and he's a son. I don't know how this shit works. They get married at the end to either Viserys or this prick over here. And she becomes queen eventually. This bloke's just a prince. And this bloke's just a baby. Probably dies when he's a baby. Sad. So there's your fucking recap of that shit. It's fun. I like it a lot. It's cool. I like that I know most of it just through listening to fucking one idiot talk. Well, there's two on this podcast. Kind of weird. I have no idea how you remember all these characters from something you haven't read. Because I've listened to this podcast like 3 times as I go to sleep. And the podcasts are really cool, and I like listening to everything, and eventually I'll read Fire and Blood, and then I'll know everything. Up to 45. Great name. Love it. Not going to get me banned on Twitch. Who'd skip the first episode? It was epic, sad, badass, funny, sleek, and tragic. A perfect example of why the show has in store. Well, if only there was like a 12-minute video that said exactly that. But yeah, watching this is pretty cool. Oh yeah, also I remember watching this like probably 5 years ago. These are so fucking cool. Oh, but yes, I do know too much about this shit. Watching too many YouTube videos probably.